Okay, so the word embodiment gets thrown around a lot these days. And thankfully, it's kind of this up and coming trend, which is awesome. And that's needed in our world, I feel. And as a dancer, right? Like, so my background, I think most of you know this, I've kind of got a background as a professional contemporary dancer, did professional training. And before that was an athlete. And then kind of in parallel with my dance life has been my meditative, spiritual journey. And fundamentally, those things are one and the same. When they're approached from that perspective, when we're embodiment practice, when it's undertaken in the deepest sense of that word, is really just awareness practice, using the senses, the sensory information that's always present in our body as the focal point of our awareness practice. Meditation, there are many, I mean, there's a very wide range of what meditation is, and there are some that are very specifically body oriented. So you could call that embodiment practice, even though it's in stillness. So movement and stillness don't have to necessarily be the determining factor. And in my opinion, or the way I like to relate to embodiment practice, it is really about learning to be present in the now. Present in the now. I really believe that our potential as a human being, that the body isn't an inhibitor of that, it's actually the foundation of that potential, and that the body has a natural impulse towards health, always. And as we can learn to soften into, because it's usually softening into this form, it will guide us. And so, but that's a practice, learning how to follow the body's direction that is always there is a practice. Yeah, and then there's many discussions we could have, kind of opening many doors off of that, but I think that's all I'll say here verbally. And then I want to move into some movement here. I want to give us just some very neutral background music, and then do just some verbal guiding to land all of us more into where we are, just help the system land. I have also prepared a playlist. We may or may not use that. I think we probably will, but I want to do this first. So, okay, so it's just going to take a moment for me to ensure that the balance of voice to sound is good. So just stay tight for a moment so I can get your feedback on that. I want to hit play on this track. This, I also, just to plug this artist, it's an artist named Metaverse Music on YouTube. Really a lot of very beautiful, potent, just healing, energetically healing music there. So, and this is one of theirs. So his name is Brian, the main creator. Okay, so I'm going to hit go on. Actually, I'm going to share my audio first. Yeah, and feel free to just wiggle if you want to. It's good to stay hydrated. It's good to be following already. Start to be following your body's desires and impulses. You can wiggle, you can lie down, you can roll on the floor, you can shake it out, you can sit still, right? So just start to inquire, what am I noticing and feeling here? And what's the desire alive within this form of yours? Yeah, beautiful. And start to, because we're so screen focused, I'm going to ask for your feedback in a moment, but start to let the screen go and actually let your eyes start to rest on your environment a little bit. Notice the walls, notice the furniture, the shapes, the colors, the textures. Just notice. Yeah, great. Okay. Sorry, that's not the one I want. Nope, that's also not the one I want. Give me a moment. Here we go. This is the one I want. Okay, so the sound is just starting to come in. How is the balance of sound volume to my voice in this moment? Good. Okay, great. And if at any point, please just feel free to unmute and say, I'm having trouble hearing you, or pop it in the chat, okay? It is important that you can hear me well. Okay, all right. With that established, go ahead and leave your computer alone. We're going to move into more oral direction. I'm not going to be moving with you for this portion. At least I don't think so. So just let the screen go and start to move out into your space. Notice the breath. Take a few perhaps deeper breaths. Notice the sensation of that air moving in and out. And then again, start to let your eyes wander over the environment that you're in. Notice the shapes, the colors, the textures. Good. Take a few breaths with a longer exhale, with a little bit of sound. Bit of a sigh on the exhale. Good. So as I'm directing, following the impulses of your body, following what is alive, what is it, what feels good. Feel for that. Drop that question. What feels good here? What feels satisfying? Good. Let's start to bring some aliveness to our hands and fingers, and bringing them also into your field of vision. See the hands. See the shape, texture of the hands. Good. Notice. Let your eyes rest on them. And feel, let the fingers kind of wiggle or the hands move a bit. Feel the movement, the sensation of movement. And let your perception of that movement through the eyes occur at the same time. So you're seeing and feeling the occurrence at the same time. Good. And notice, even as your attention, it's gonna, at the beginning here, it's like, it's gonna take a bit of, perhaps force is quite the word, but just determination, anchor a bit more into the now. So just know as there's, if as sensations of resistance, destructiveness, or whatever, and just continually bringing them back, eye observing, hand pushing in space. Good. Then just let yourself pause in, and whatever shape you're in, let yourself pause in that shape. Good. And rest into the notice. Yeah, if it's uncomfortable to shift it, just notice the whole body in this shape. Sensations are no right, no wrong, no bad, better, no worse. What is here? Good. Then exhale, shift. Bring the attention to the whole arms, letting the whole arms move in space. that your eyes also take in. These are arms, the arms. Then just let the eyes start to scan over the whole of your body with the eyes, and then also start to let your hands, if there's perceptive capacity in the palms of your hand, let them also be a of eye, the eyes of the hand, them perceive also this. Start to feel that line. Feel your outline with those hands. And experience the line through the surface of the hand. Notice the feeling also happening from the body, from the touch. And just go the whole, really, for the whole outline of the body. Always looking for what feels good. What quality of touch feels good to your body? Exhale. Good. Tracing that outline. Good. Let's slow it down a little. Just one part of one particular place in the hands. Just always. Then is comfortable here. And let your awareness rest in hand, in that body. Notice, good, and let hands just notice what you feel with your hands and in the part of your body that's touching. Don't let it go wrong. Better know sense. Okay. Good. And letting the hands wander again, and let's start. Okay, thank you. I got to be closer to the mic. Thanks, Lord. All right, so take the hands. Yeah, this is the thing. Okay, take the hands and just explore a greater on the body, greater variation of texture. So from more vigorous, maybe cold fingers, softer. Good, and feeling for what feels, what is your body kind of go like, ha ha ha, yeah, I will, give me more, give me more. And that's it. And just notice the tension goes up into the head and thinking, and just it's continual practice. Hands, feel hands, feel point of contact, rest into that point of contact. Beautiful. Yes, you guys, excellent. Good. Let's take hands up to, if they're still cold, because it's very cold where some of us are, give those hands a little bit of a warm. If you don't need to, you don't need to do this. And just bring palms of hands to face. And with palms of hands over eyes, the backs of the spheres of the eyes. Good. And let one hand trace to the back of the skull. cradling the back of the skull, the other arm cradling the front. And just feel the contour of your skull and feel the space between the distance between both hands. Feel for the distance between the space between both hands. What is happening? No right, no wrong, just what is. It attention, giving it attention. Good. And hands now as a pair, different parts of the body. And wherever they rest, feel into the space between those hands. And if you find having trouble with that, just stay and feel the contact. Start with feel the contact. And then if you're able to draw awareness between the hands, do that. And if you just come back to the point of contact, take it down the net. Am I still cutting in and out? Yeah, okay, thanks. Put my headset and that helps, okay. Just keep going and I'll do this. Okay, are you guys still hearing the music? Yes, great. And is that better in terms of my voice? Yes, okay, great. Okay, thank you guys. Do be persistent with me on these things. Okay, and this one, it's very hard to tell. Okay, great. Continuing to bring awareness to the space between the hands. Good, okay, great. Then let's melt down to the ground. Wherever you are, let the hands go and just melt down to the ground. We're gonna come into the ground here and just work with the floor and work with whatever surfaces you are near. If you're on a chair or something, that's fine too. You can also use a wall, but the ground is probably easiest best. Okay, so get low to the ground. You can be flat, you can be sitting. I'm gonna invite everybody to leave the screen here for a bit, okay? Please stay persistent with me if this audio gets worse or you need more or less volume, be picky and let me know. But otherwise, leave the screen and move out into the space. Bring an awareness to surroundings and that sense of the space that you're in. Where are the walls? Like the volume of the space that you're in. Just gently letting your awareness, again, your eyes are a part of your perceptive capacity. And they're usually very strong in us. So you can use the eyes. And use the eyes to bring attention to your form. You know, let the gaze rest on a part of your body. See it and feel it at the same time. See and feel the space that you're in. Good, great. Okay, now let's bring more focus to the sensation of contact between your body and the ground underneath you. So wherever you are touching the surface underneath you, whether it's the floor, the ground, a chair, a piece of furniture, bring awareness to that place. And let's just settle into stillness for a moment. Pause in stillness. Feel the contour of that contact. Feel its solidity. It's 100% reliability. It has got you. inviting your form, inviting more of your form to rest into the support that is there. Great. Okay, then letting yourself come back into motion if you want to. Wow, good. Maybe letting the body stretch or wiggle a little bit, squeezing eyes, nose, forehead. Lungs expanding and contracting. Good. And as you move slowly, let's continue to anchor your attention into the contact with the ground. Letting the body explore. Keep bringing your awareness back to that contact point. Keep inviting your whole body, bones, the entirety of your skeleton, muscle tissue, blood, lymph, all of the various fluids of the body resting downward. Feel actually how solid that support is underneath you. Let your system soak that up. Let your system relax into that. There's a beautiful phrase. I have many teachers and mentors who I've studied with movement-wise, but this woman's name is Mala Sika. There's a very profound lineage of movement awareness-based practices that are rooted, movement-based awareness practices. And she says, receiving support is giving support. Receiving support is giving support. So starting to let the body just move in different ways in relationship to your weight into the ground. Where is your weight falling? Feeling that contact with a sense of total pleasure. That surface is there to support you. That's it. Let yourself rest down into it. Yeah, good. Good. Check in with your jaw. Can you loosen and soften that? Let the words and sounds slur, make some sound. Really with a lazy jaw and tongue. Let the eyes, the spheres of the eyes rest downward into the socket. Good. Okay. And wherever we are, let's just bring tension into the body. Bring tension into face, eyes, knees, feet, wherever. Just bring tension and start to squeeze, 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 squeeze. Good. And then exhale and release. Let that go. Exhale, release. And feel even more of your weight resting downward. Noticing whatever sensations are present in belly and heart and lungs, and simply welcoming them. Very often for me, when I come into slowing down and I come in more into my experience of being embodied, there's like a layer of resistance for me to move through, and it's kind of, there's some like anxiety or I don't even love the word anxiety, because it's really just a sort of quality of resistance that when I move into it is very satisfying. So that's what we're looking to do. We're just looking to deepen our attention on what is present. What is here? What are you feeling? This here. Good. Resting here, whole body, every cell. Resting here. Good. Okay. Okay, so take your time coming on out of that. I think I do want to moving to some music here. So I'm gonna get set up over on my end. I'm gonna share the links. There's 2 playlists that I built, or it's one, but I built it on both YouTube and Spotify. So I'm sorry if you don't use either of those. I like to not stream this. I guess alternately I could just stream it. But my preference is for each of us to, I'm just wondering, it can take a bit more setup. Okay, well, why don't you each let me know, do you have a way to play that playlist on a separate device? Okay, you probably want to do it on a separate device. Okay, great. Or you can try it here and see. Some devices can handle the Zoom audio and the other audio. Some cannot. So often phones and iPads cannot. Computers often can. It will lower the quality of sound. So let's take 3 to 5 minutes here. Grab water if you need. We're gonna moving to this track and just get your whatever sound situation set up. Yeah, I can put it in Facebook, Lori. I'll send it to you in Messenger. Does anybody else need it in another form, like an email or a Messenger message? Okay, great. Great. Facebook. Great. Lori. There you are. And there we are. Okay, Lori, let me know if you get that. Does anybody else, Laura and Victor, do you need the link sent a different way? The ideal is to have it play on a different device, then you have the highest audio quality possibilities. But it's okay if you don't. Do you want me to send it to you in an email?
Email, yeah.
Okay, great. I'll do that quick. Good. And so this is also a great opportunity to, as we move, right, we're like going into arranging pieces back, engaging with technology. Just take a breath, take a pause, take a second, come back into feeling that sensation of body against ground, breath. Keep titrating that awareness in. Okay, great. Okay, let's just see here. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna, Laura, if you want to put your email in the chat, I know I have it in my email system, but not there, or I can send, Victor, I have your email. I can send it straight to you.
Okay, that's good.
Okay. Good. Give me a moment here. Okay, does anybody else need that in email just while I'm sending it? Chris, Veronica, you're good. Okay, great. Here we go. All right. Okay, that is sent. Let me know when you've got it. Everybody else, just get the system kind of up and ready. We'll count down and we'll start together. And just keep some wiggle going. Let's feel for the back surface of our body. Good. We want to interrupt our own patterns of moving too. That's a whole other topic, but just as we're here in transition, notice when and where and how your body wants to go into autopilot, and look for, okay, how can I interrupt that? And slowness is a very good go-to. Okay. All right. Are we ready? You guys ready?
Yeah.
You guys have them. All right. Okay, beautiful. All right. I am going to stop this. Great. And I'm going to stop sharing my sound. And here we go. Let's count down. We'll hit play together. I'll count down from 5. Okay. And at 0, we go. Okay. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. Oops. Choose. Sorry, I got to get this through my headset. You guys keep going. Okay. I'm going to mute myself here for a moment. I'm going to get it through my headset and I'll be right back with you. Okay, sorry about that. Took me a moment. Okay, Veronica, can you let me know where we are in the track? Or somebody can at some point. I think I've got it, but just drop me. Okay, Veronica's on it. Everybody else just keep dancing. Okay, so here now, we're letting the music inform. Okay, we're letting the music support us. Okay, thank you. Okay, should be pretty close. I might be slightly ahead of you guys. You can let me know when you start. Okay. Okay. Maybe just let me know when you start the new one. Yeah, I guess we could restart. Yeah, let's restart. Okay, thank you. Thank you for being with me. That's a short one anyways. We're just gonna restart, okay? So we're gonna come back to that first track, okay? We're gonna do round 2 on Portugal the Man. Thank you for your patience with me. That's never happened before. All right, here we go. Take 2. Chris, are you with us? Okay, great. Here we go. Ready? Counting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, great. Great. All right. Okay. Okay, so we're now using this outside force of the music to just help us relax into it, okay? And we're letting the music knock us into different ways of being in our body. So that's our task, okay? So let the textures of the track enter you. Let it bounce off your form. For me in particular, it's like this track is very bones. So let's focus on or play with the bones and the joints of the body. Good. Play with a sense of bounce. Good. You're continuing to look for what feels good. What feels good. Okay, there's no right, no wrong. You can continue to lie on the floor. You can flail. You can lie still. Good. Okay, maybe squeezing up those shoulders, those shoulder blades. And then exhaling, let the weight of the arms just hang. Good, bring your awareness to the spine. Good, this bridge is the perfect spine music. Let the spine kind of wiggle, curve. Good, find the tailbone, the base of the spine. Let that trace. Where can that tailbone go? That's it, nice. Circles, zigzags. That's it. We want to gradually and continually bring more attention, especially into the lower body. So the tailbone can help us do that. Keep tracing that tailbone. Okay, good job, you guys. Nice. Shake it out a little bit. Okay. Nothing like a little good CK. Good. Okay, we're getting our lower body on. Okay, so maybe bringing, okay, I say maybe because it's for you to follow all of the impulses that your body wants. So if at any point you have a different impulse, you do differently. Everything I offer is a suggestion. So I'm using my hands, I'm bringing warmth, attention to the lower body, to legs, feet, hips, thighs. Good, and those feet, feel your feet, let your feet massage themselves against the ground. Inside edges, outside edges, toes, heels, ankles. Good, okay. Shins, ankle joints, bending and stretching, that's it. Feeling for what feels good. What feels good? Thighs. Good. Hip sockets. We're going to pause in the hips a little bit. Good. So the actual hip joint is if you put your thumb on your that front bone of the spine, it's called your iliac crest, and your forefinger on your pubic bone, your actual hip socket is halfway between those 2 points. So it's much narrower than most of us think. So feel into that, feel for that spot. How does that hip move? That's it. If you were to drop your intelligence, your awareness, your perception down into those hip sockets, wiggling, stretching, you're feeling for what do those hips want? What's satisfying for those hips? Good, you guys. That's it. Breathing open the fronts of the hips. Good. Hips and shoulders. Little quartet. Hips and shoulders. Wiggle it out. Ah, good. Exhaling. Ah. Good. Maybe doing a brush down of the body. Just sweep the energy down, out of the head, down. Oh. Ha. Good. Brush down the back surface of the body. Okay. I forgot to mention, if you're using a free version, sometimes you get out of order or you have ads. Just letting you all know that we are on the third track, Cube Afro Francesco Ciocci Brajo dub. And now I'm about 37, 8, 9, 40 seconds in. Oh. Okay, back into feet, back into contact with the ground here. Here, keep dropping that awareness down into sole of foot on ground. For me, sometimes I like to close my eyes, take away any other stimulation, and just foot, 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 toes, heels. That's it. Feel for all of the edges of the feet. Good. Then feel for the depth and the three-dimensionality of the feet, the tops of the feet. Good. What do those feet need? Do they need warmth? Can you support that with any imagery that might support them to get what they need? Do they need stability? Can you imagine them in like a ski boot or a brace? Do they need warmth? Like imagine them in warm sand or like hot water. Good. Back into that ankle joint, feeling how do the bones of the lower leg hook up to the bones of the feet. Good. Here, what is here right now? How are you experiencing that joint in this moment? What are you noticing? Good. Shins, up those shins, through those calves, the two bones of the lower leg. How do they move and connect up to the bones of the feet, to the bones of the thigh, through the knee? Good. Feel for the three-dimensionality of the lower leg. Good. Thighs. Big bones of the thighs. Biggest bones in the body in terms of length and stature. Take those bones of the thigh through space. Feel the volume of your thighs in space. Ha. Good. Ha. Nice, you guys, great. Good, that's it. No right, no wrong, just experimenting, really. How about this? How about a little bit more? A little bit more, a little bit less. Good. Where can those thighs go in relationship to the pelvis? Good. Gently, with attention. Good. Okay, then let's come up into that pelvic bowl, the big bowl of the pelvis. Feel for the pelvic floor. That's the space between the pubic bone at the front and the tailbone at the front. Let's feel for that pelvic floor. And even, I like to even imagine a point below that, just below that. That's it, keep it moving. Okay, let it get a little bit lost and messy. Let the screen go. Feel for what feels satisfying to you in this moment.
That's it. Keep dropping your weight down into feet. You can always go down to the ground. Good. Let's come up into shoulder blades. Rolling them around, wiggling the space in between and away. Sliding them forward and back. How do those shoulder blades move? That's it. Use that saxophone. Let it rattle in the space underneath the shoulder bones or the shoulder blades or along the shoulder blades. Yeah, that's it. Those flat bones sliding along the backs of the ribs. So can your shoulder blades lead you through space? Good. Okay, let's get the whole body going here. I know we haven't done all the body parts, but just let the arms start to join in. And let's get really sort of messy, like drunk body. Messy, but still attentive to your weight into the ground. That's it. Feel that floor is there for you. And if it feels like too much standing up, get messy low. That's it. Let the head relax. Let the jaw relax. Rattle out the brain a little bit. Yeah. That's it. Like as if you're painting everywhere but the lines. Let the body go everywhere but the lines. That's it. Exhale. Relax neck, jaw, relax eyes. Notice if your attention wants to go elsewhere and bring it back. Feet, hips. Good. Okay. Okay, a little bit of intensity here. So here we want to let the intensity that is coursing through our nervous systems in this day and age, we want to let our physicality match that intensity, right? This is a very high intensity world. So any sort of anxiety or tension you're feeling in your form, let it be expressed, let it come out through the outside shape. For me, that shows up as shaking. You may or may not want to do that. You can do it by squeezing. And as always, your form is the guide. So for you, it may be different. Feel for, is there any staticky frequency alive in your being? And can you let your form, can you let your body match that? That's it. Get a little bit lost. Keep belly awake. So keep dropping your awareness down into belly, into feet. This is the place and time to find that sort of like kind of energy. That's it. And let it be present in your form. Good. Okay. Good. Then let's find the opposite. Find stillness or slowness. That's it. Can you really slow it down? Slow, take a slow, slow, slow step, slow motion. Ask your awareness to be here in this form. Slow in space, slow. Good. Slow. When the music changes, we're going to come back into that intensity. Slow it down, every cell, slow. Here we go. Fast. Go as fast as you can, as much of you as you can, taking into account whatever your body needs. So you can go small or gentle. Good. Keep it moving. Keep interrupting yourself. Let one thing begin and then interrupt it faster. Back to the feet. That's it. Keep it going longer than is comfortable. Keep it going. Keep the breath flowing. Let the air come in and out. Good. Anytime you want to come back into slow. Good. You can. Good. Okay, then let's just find the beat. However you want to move to this beat. When you're feeling 4, does your system need that intensity? Does it need the slowness? Does it want to move differently to the beat? Good. What we do want to be doing is calling our whole self in. Keep calling. More of you here, here, this. Yes. Good. And more of you will arrive as you honor what your body's desiring. However weird it might seem, or opposite it might be. Great. Okay. Okay, we're softening. We're softening. So finding stillness just for a moment. We're not going to stay in stillness, but just let yourself rest there. Good. And bring a hand or two to heart or torso or chest or neck. And just cradle this form for a moment. Good. Breathe into chest and heart. And diaphragm, stomach, intestines. Breathe in. Good. So now listening in, especially to that heart, you can continue to just simply let your hands rest on that part of the body. Or you can let what you sense inside kind of be voiced, be expressed, be written into space by the whole of your body, by arms and hands. Good. Good. So you're simply looking for what's true now. What's true now. And here at this stage in the sequence, we want to look more at emotional content. Good. And whatever you're feeling, can it move in relationship to the sound? You know, you can move frustration. You can move joy and freedom. You can move sorrow. And if none of those are occurring, that's okay too. What are you sensing? What is here? Give it as much, as many of your cells, let as many of your cells participate. In what is present. You cannot get it wrong. Good, and let's again bring awareness to the space around us. Feel a sense of ground underneath. Good, and recall or bring into your mind's eye a sense of this infinite sky beyond. Good, keep coming back to your form with or in contrast to the music. What are you noticing? Good, let's come back to noticing form and space, hands. Good, notice the other bodies or furniture in space with you. Just let the sense of their presence touch your cells, touch your skin. Good, and moving into the last track here. Good, here we want to slow it down even more. So you can either stay in motion or come into stillness. If you're feeling antsy, keep that slow movement going and just keep tracking it with your attention. Keep bringing your attention back. The weight, shifting weight to feet on ground. Subtle sensation through your hip sockets. This. What is this? As if every being on the planet was giving attention to your form, your experience, not in a sort of self-conscious way, but as if the fullness of attention in all of existence was on exactly where you are, exactly what you're doing, with zero judgment and complete acceptance. Yes. Yeah. This. Good. And notice when thinking creeps in or is present. Thinking isn't separate from moving, simply letting it be there. And then re-anchoring attention somewhere within your form. A pinky finger, a vertebra, a collarbone, an eyelash, it. What shape does your body want to take? Take that. That's it. Let all of you take that. Support of ground underneath you. Every cell of your body resting downward. Ah. Just this. Here. That's it, within your form. What are you sensing? What are you noticing? Let it be held not just by your small mind, but by infinite space, by all of attention. Good, and let's find one shape, whatever it is, you may already be in it, and just find stillness in that shape. Let it be comfortable, so let your body find a comfortable shape. Start with eyes closed. And feel the whole of your outline in this shape. The whole of your outline. And then the whole of your internal happening. Letting it all occur in this shape. Good, letting eyes open. Letting the perception of your eyes complete this shape. Good, beautiful. So just exhaling. Okay. Take your time. You can come slowly if you want. I just am also aware of the time here. So if your body needs to just rest where you are, please go for that. And otherwise, if you feel like coming back, I would, that was a more abrupt ending than I typically like, but I do want to bring it to a close here, and I want to bring it to a close on time. So I'd love to finish with what did you notice? What is your takeaway? And I think let's do this. I guess let's each, we'll say it, just keep it to a sentence or two. What did you notice? What do you want to carry out of this? All right. You don't have to be precious about it. I'll start then, Veronica. Okay, what did I notice? I noticed an appetite for more intensity. I was not satisfied at the end of that arc of intensity. My system wanted more. And it's just one thing I noticed. And then what I am taking out of this is A knowing, so even with that intensity, a remembrance, and one of the things I'm cultivating is an anchoring that is always possible, even amidst the intensity. So a sense of the like heavy, rooted, moist earth, even in the midst of that intense energy. Okay, Veronica, over to you.
Definitely feel more grounded. So my desire was fulfilled. Something different today, like when you said feel a space between your hands, I realized I've never actually felt my brain. I'm almost thinking, but I never like felt what the feels like the brain feels like. Right now it just feels like an empty space, but maybe I hope that eventually I can really feel it more. I know there's no sensory nerves there, but different story. Something else. So, and also I'm taking from today that I can go back. Like my journey this year is loving myself, and I've been spending myself outside of myself. But like it's right here, just a reminder. So thank you.
Thank you, Veronica. Yeah, beautifully said. Yeah. Who would like to go next? Chris.
I noticed a lot more ease than I expected transitioning between songs. I was particularly surprised with myself on the transition between the intense electronic song and the one that followed. I was able to move from energetic and amped up to I guess almost grieving in the next song. So appreciate the practice, and it was wonderful to be able to feel so many different things. Oh yeah, and take away more of this.
Yeah.
Hi.
Sorry. Yes.
I-
Yes. Thank you.
I felt I was going into some kind of a reverse ballet moves that from the beginning of the move to the end, it was going in like a reverse, and in the reality, it didn't make sense right away. And I was not wrong with where I ended up. And it did not make any sense, but in my head, it made sense. And it was okay. And I felt good. Thanks.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, it's certainly our sense of what makes sense gets to totally fall apart here. And that's so that's wonderful that you have that experience of it kind of not logically making sense in any way, shape, or form, but it had a sounds like a sort of internal logic, which is beautiful. Yeah, thanks for sharing, Victor. Laura.
I sensed a sense of release of tension, especially in my core. Mostly with these movements around my core, I sense that tension coming out. I really sensed that my body was missing the movement, this type of movement. I really miss dancing and the physical aspect of it and just kind of being in the flow. And then I found some grounding and peace because there's really nothing, you really stay in the moment when you move like this. There's nothing else really that occupied my mind, just kind of being there with the movement and my body. So it was really, really nice to get back in touch with myself.
Beautiful. I'm thrilled you had that experience, and I do want to say it's it's a little bit more difficult when we're doing it via screen versus there are advantages as well, but but truly dropping into the sensorial experience is a bit more challenging. So brava to you. Yeah, thanks, Laura. Last but not least, Ms. Mazata.
The first thing I noticed was the thing Veronica mentioned, it to feel the space between my hands when it was my head. And I realized how much, for what little space that is, how much thinking, how many thoughts go on and affect everything else. So that was like an awareness. And then I had a lot of emotions come up with the different music and movements, and finished and feel now just a real sense of peace. The tension, I've been feeling tension. It's really windy and cold here in Oregon right now. And I think that I've been picking up on that with the wind and the cold, and it just sort of, that kind of went away. I just feel really peaceful. It was nice, Ruth. Thank you.
Great, Lori. I'm glad. I'm glad you had that experience. And it's beautiful. That's certainly the work has the potential to do that. And sometimes we don't have that experience, of course, and that's also okay, right? That it's not, I'm just saying that so that because then we can have a beautiful experience and we can we go scrambling for it and right? So, and of course that is not helpful. So I'm thrilled that ironically, the more we are present to whatever the discomfort is, the more the door opens to that state of calm. So beautiful. Thank you for being with us here. All right. Okay. I'll let these beautiful humans go. Of course, you all know the embodiment experience is starting on February 10th. We are, it's basically to set a dedicated period where we're bringing attention to the way we inhabit this form and the way we experience reality constantly via this form. And about, so our embodiment is kind of a subtle layer of happening that's always occurring as we engage with life and engage as life. And yeah, so it's about bringing more awareness to that, which in turn has ripple effects in all areas of our life. So the kind of foundational practice and point of focus is on the practice of embodiment. However, we'll be looking at also how that impacts and is affected by all of the interconnectivity of life, relationship, work, etc. So I'm plugging that. If anybody here commits by the end of today, I'm willing to give you $100 off. So that's a $400 commitment. Yeah, so naming that. And then actually I have 3 spots at that $500 price point. You guys get an extra 100 off. And after that, the price goes up. I just like to encourage people to take initiative on the impulse. Sometimes we resist buying, and sometimes that serves and sometimes it doesn't. So naming all that, I think you all know where to find me if you do want to do that. And also we're doing another free one of these. So it'll be different, same world, different experience on Sunday, February 6th at 3 p.m. Eastern. And yeah, a deep thanks to each and every one of you for being here today. the energy you bring to this impacts not only me, but each of us here. And yeah, everybody really participated very fully. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, and so my sort of shtick tradition at the end is a bow. Okay, so we'll do a gesture of acknowledgement. You can do it in whatever shape your form wants to. Okay, we do a breath. I'll say it, then we're going to do it together. Okay, breath in. On the exhale, you find the shape of honoring, and then on the next, you can breathe there for a few breaths, and then we'll let that go together. Okay, so here we go. Inhale. Good. Exhale, let your body find the shape or a bow of honoring. Now in this shape, you're honoring, yes, each other, yes, me, but firstly, your own form and being, really bowing to that. Great. Okay, letting that go. Okay, beautiful. Have great nights, and yeah, much love to each and every one of you, and we'll see you around.
Nice to meet you all. Thanks, Ruth.
Thank you. Nice to meet you all.
Good night.
Bye.
Thank you.
Hi. Oh, okay, that was